Depending on who you ask, they'll tell you I'm a legend. From YO to the Veil to the Mongo spot on Creston. Always been 1,000, never ever been a lane. Lay a nigga down for these 3 letters on my chain.
Top of the top, y'all, what's going on, man? This is your boy J Hood and all that, and you are now tuned into a brand new episode of the Tales from the Hood vlog series, man. I need you to stop what you're doing right now, right this second, and go stream or download my brand new album entitled S.E.L.F. And while you at it, you gotta snatch up the Pesci trilogy, man. Pesci Part 1, Pesci Part 2, and Pesci Part 3. They're all available right now on all digital streaming platforms. People be asking me, where can I get your albums at? The same place you could get everybody else's albums, man. All digital streaming platforms is there. So go run that up, pick that up for your boy, and support the kid. You hear me? All right, so look, on today's episode, we're going to speak about something that I touched bases on maybe about a month or two ago with my homie, Jordan Towers. And what I'm talking about is the LOX versus Dipset Versus battle, right? It's come to my attention that a lot of people are interested in seeing what I thought about that. So let's talk about it today, man. First of all, I'm gonna let you guys in on something that was a little funny, that has something to do with that, but you guys probably don't notice because I haven't really spoken on it too much. But prior to the information about the verses coming out with those people, the LOX versus Dipset, I was putting up like a poll on all my social media accounts, probably for like the past year and a half to 2 years, right? And the poll had D-Block, Dipset, State Property, and G-Unit on it. You know, because those were the 4 crews that had the mixtape circuit on lock during the early 2000s, right? So the poll basically asked who had the streets in a frenzy the most. You know what I mean? When it came to lyrics and when it came to crews. So I was posting that up on my Twitter. I was posting up on my Instagram and shit like that, and just to see what people thought. And you know, we got mixed answers. Some people will say D-Block, some people will say Dipset. You had some people that would say G-Unit, you know, and you had people that said State Property. I knew it was going to be a collection of different opinions and all that because everyone has an opinion and they're entitled to that. So it didn't surprise me. But I say that to say this: I was putting that out there. So my dog J.R. Ryder had seen it, right? So he hit me, he said, you know, he commented, he like, man, Dipset, huh? You already know, man. I'm like, boy, stop it, man. So he DM me. He like, huh, you know it's Dipset, man. Cut it out, bro. I'm like, nigga, you know it's D-Block, nigga. Stop it, man. Cut it out like a coupon, man. You know what time it is, man. Like, now I mean, and we said some other shit to each other and all that, but it was all in fun, but it was real funny, right? I'll probably show you guys a little bit of the DM. I ain't gonna show it all to you, but anyway. All right, so that was before the announcement of the verses even came out, right? So when the announcement came out that they was doing the verses, I'm like, oh shit, okay, this shit about to be lit. I was in California at the time, right? Because I was working on part 2 of the Savages album with Yuck Mouth and shit. I was over there for like 2 to 3 months and shit. So in my mind, I knew I wasn't gonna, you know, be popping out to the verses and all that too. On top of me being in Cali, I just know these guys, and you know what I'm saying? I know them and I know how they operate. So I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna hit me up. So I was never even thinking about the idea of me coming out with them, but everybody else was, right? So you had people tweeting, you had people posting on Instagram, you had people posting on Facebook. Yo, I know they gonna bring Hood out. I know they bring Hood out. And yo, I know they gonna bring him out. He gonna come out with the 2 guns up. I know how they gonna do it. They about to kill it and all that other shit. So I wasn't commenting on the shit. You know what I mean? People DMing me. I know they bringing you out. I was letting people think whatever they wanted to think. I didn't want to spoil shit or do anything of the sort. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really responding to none of that type of shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let the day come when the verses happen and, you know, let people see what they see. So you had people really campaigning though, like really like going crazy on Twitter. I know they gonna bring him out. So I started reposting this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like posting it on my social media accounts just to show the people that this is something that the streets are actually calling for. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that would have did any good as far as like for a decision to bring me out, but I just wanted to show my followers, you know, what people were saying and shit like that. So So the day comes that the versus battle was being broadcasted. So me personally, my view on shit before we even go into the actual verses, I thought that the LOX were going to win anyway, because my whole view on things as far as D Block and Dipset, I always thought like we were better than them lyrically. You know what I'm saying? But as a whole, they had us. You know what I'm saying? Because when it came to actually dropping retail product, we was at the bottom of the totem pole. They released multiple albums under their company umbrella versus us. We only dropped Chic Luch albums and shit like that. So if we were comparing company to company, it wasn't no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Like we was chopping them down on a lyrical tip on a mixtape level, but in order to compete with them on an album basis, we would have to like throw individual accomplishments in there as far as like solo albums. You would have to throw all Kiss solo albums in there. You had to throw all P solo albums in there. You had to throw all Chic solo albums on there. And then the group albums also, because the albums under the D Block imprint couldn't compare because we only dropped Chic Luch albums under that D Block umbrella. So I always thought like that. I'm like, you know what? We didn't accomplish what they accomplished on the retail level. You know what I'm saying? We didn't obtain commercial success with our label, and they did. So I know it wasn't no comparison from that aspect. But lyrically, I always had the mindset that we were better than them. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this verses go, I'm like, you know what? Dipset got bangers, man. You know what I'm saying? They got street anthems. Like they got real anthems. They were trendsetters, and you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So I know this is gonna be like one for the ages. It ain't gonna be no easy win. You know, and on the same token, I know that the LOX also have bangers. They have plenty of features that they killed over the years. You know what I'm saying? They did a lot of songs in the Bad Boy era, and they could hold their own, right? So when the verses took place, I'm like, I know it's gonna be it's gonna what's gonna make the difference is the order of the songs in which they perform. So I'm like, if Dipset perform the right songs in the right order, they got a good chance of winning. Even though in my mind I knew the LOX was gonna win anyway, but I'm like, all the LOX got to do is bring them into their strong points and do, you know what I mean, what they do best. And Kiss ended up doing that, right? Kiss took a hold of the whole verses and just goddamn hit them with a uppercut that they couldn't recover from. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of making it about hit songs, he brought it to lyricism and he brought the mixtape element to the shit. And they just couldn't defend themselves, you know, and on that level, you know. So when it was going down, I'm in the comments of the verses Instagram, and I'm seeing all type of people tweeting about this shit. Like everybody down to Foot Locker, down to all type of companies. Motherfuckers like, yo, where J Hood at? Where J Hood at? Everybody asking, yo, I know they about to bring J Hood out. So it comes time for Sheek to do the 2 Guns Up. 2 Guns Up, come on. Everybody tweeting, yo, I know they about to bring him out. I know they about to bring him out. People on Instagram, I know they about to bring him out. Like I said, I know they wasn't bringing me out. I'm in California at this Airbnb in the backyard, sitting by the pool, just watching the whole shit, right? So Sheek do the 2 Guns Up, and I don't come out. So motherfuckers on the joint, they're like, damn, man, that's whack. They ain't bring him out. Nonetheless, the battle continues, and Kiss just keeps going hard, man. He's killing them with the freestyles. He slapped Jewel's hat off, like all type of crazy shit, man. I'm like, yo, this shit bugged out, man. I'm like, but Dipset ain't doing the right song. They're not doing like what I thought should have been the right songs at the right time. I'm like, the order was fucked up. I'm like, it wasn't really no what's the word I'm looking for, man? The chemistry wasn't where it needed to be, right? You could tell it wasn't rehearsed the way it should have been, and they weren't in sync as much as the LOX were in sync. You know what I'm saying? Like Kiss knew all the P words. You know what I mean? He was doing all his ad libs, doing all the Chic ad libs, and so on and so forth. They were like more in sync than Dipset, so that was like visible. So that was like a strike against Dipset right there, because they wasn't on top of this shit. So I'm like, oh, it's not going to be a good look right here. I already see how it's going down right now. So when Kiss continued to like sway the crowd into the mixtape aspect of things, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a win. So they took it there, and they swayed the battle away from hit songs and made it about lyricism. So they took that W. You know what I mean? And that was one for the ages. That versus was super dope. And and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was surprised, man, because I'm like, yo, Kiss really strong armed that whole versus and flexed his power. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and anybody that denies that is just in denial. You know what I mean? I know Dipset got a lot of fans and all that shit like that, and they will beg to differ and say that Dipset won. But come on, everybody, even they know they didn't win. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool because you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? Craig, Pop's voice from Friday. Y'all niggas know what time it is, man. Anyway, check this out. I got a new project I'm working on right now, so be on the lookout for that. I'm doing features and all that, so any up-and-coming artists interested in getting a feature from me, hit me up. Contact me via DM on Instagram or contact me at the email listed at the link below in the description box. If you got anything that you want to promote, be it a product or be it a project, we're still offering promotional packages on this platform as well as my social media platform. So I'm just here to help out all the independent, unsigned, upcoming artists. So if you want to work, let's work, man. You did? Until next time, tell us from the hood, man. Be easy.